All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And I know it's been a couple months since I uploaded last time. I think I uploaded a video on like plants and lavender or something like that. Yeah, I know it's been a minute. The world's been pretty crazy, but I'm doing pretty good now, and I missed filming so much. I really missed uploading videos, so I wanted to make a video today for you guys and just take time to talk with you about a series that I'm going to be starting on this channel. So just to get right into it is I'm going to be uploading 7 videos total in this series on planetary magic and working with the correspondences of the days of the week so you can enhance your spells and your rituals. So as we all should know, there are 7 days of the week, and every day of the week is ruled by a planetary entity, one of our planets or the moon or the sun, for example. And like I said, each video is going to cover one of these planetary entities, and I'm going to go in depth and talk about a couple of the correspondences and how you can implement them in your witchy walk. So to go right in is the first in our series is going to be the moon. So the moon rules over the day of Monday. Monday. So a couple of things that we should know about the moon is that the moon is very versatile. It's a very versatile planetary entity to work with. There are so many gods and goddesses, mostly goddesses and spirits, that are associated with the moon. And of course, the moon has multiple phases. It's consistently changing. So what I'm going to give you today is a very general information on the moon. That way you can use it however you choose, because it could change depending on your practices. For example, I practice hoodoo, traditional witchcraft, and Solomonic magic. So sometimes the way that I approach workings with the moon may differ from someone who practices Wiccan witchcraft, pagan witchcraft, or the millions of other magical paths that are out there. So to start off is that regardless of what moon phase that we're in, you can work with the same planetary correspondences that the moon carries. So whether it's new, full, waning, or waxing, you can use the following correspondences that I can give you. You can use the moon phase that you're in on a Monday to enhance certain things. For example, if you are on a new moon or a dark moon and it's a Monday, you can use the extra oomph, the power, that the fact that you're using it on a day that is ruled by the moon to enhance any healing spells, renewal, or things like that. So you don't have to keep it structured with just the information I'm about to give you. Again, this is general information. There's so much more out there. I could be here for hours if I talked about everything that has to do with the moon. So again, regardless of what moon phase we're in, you can use the following correspondences that I'm going to give you. So again, Monday is ruled by the moon, and some of the color correspondences that go with the moon are white and silver. So you can use, for example, if you're big on candle magic like most of us are, you can use white candles, or you can use a silver. And you can use these however you like. If you want to be really simple, you can just simply light a white or a silver candle. I know silver is a little bit trickier to come by. White is everywhere. You can just light a white candle and let it sit, and you can just meditate on the moon. Simple as that. Very, very simple and easy. Now, if you want to be like me and you want to be a little extra, you can dedicate one of your candles to the moon. So this is a candle that I made for the moon. Some digital work. This is just all moon stuff, drawing power from the moon, drawing energy to the moon, creating a link to the moon. So you can dedicate candles to the moon. So whenever you're doing moon workings, you have something available like that. And here's a little tidbit, because I've had to do this before. If you cannot burn candles where you are, you can buy LED candles, battery operated candles. They sell them at dollar stores really, really cheap. And you can dedicate those. They will do just as well as these, I promise you. Okay, so again, colors, white and silver. Now, a lot of the people don't know this, but you can use metals to work with planetary entities and planetary magic. So with the moon, it's associated with silver. So whenever you're doing workings with the moon and you want to enhance your working, or you're building an altar dedicated to, let's say, a moon goddess of sorts, a moon spirit, you can add silver to your altar or to your workings. And this could be anything that's made out of silver. jewelry. You can use necklaces, rings, even household items like silverware. If it's made out of silver, you can use that. Anything that's made of silver will work. And again, you can put these on your altar. You can put these in any form of magic that you're using. You can always include silver. Or if you're just, again, doing something to honor the moon itself, silver, you can't go wrong with silver. Now, a couple gems that you can use for the moon: pearls, clear quartz, moonstones. These are really, really great for any moon rituals that you're using, any spells you're using to invoke the moon and its energy. These gems are fantastic. And there's a lot more gems out there, a lot more gems and crystals out there that you can use for the moon. These are just, again, very, very, little bit easier to come by. Moonstone and clear quartz are very easy to come by. You can order them in bulks online. Most metaphysical and occult shops will also have these available for you. Now, for my favorite part is I'm really big on plant magic. So some of the herbs and resins, flowers that you can use for the moon, and again, these are just a few of the many that are out there, because there are a lot of herbs and plants that are ruled by the moon that have associations to the moon. So there's jasmine, frankincense, aloe, sandalwood, myrrh, passion flowers, eucalyptus, lilies, and gardenias. So you can use all of these, and they're for the most part a little bit easy to come by. If you go out to the grocery store, you can get some jasmine tea. If you find some tea that's pure jasmine, you can just open that bag up and sprinkle it around whatever it is that you're doing. Frankincense and myrrh, you can actually find those at the dollar stores now. If you're not near a metaphysical or occult shop, some dollar stores will actually sell frankincense and myrrh now, so you can definitely get those from there. Eucalyptus, you can find at grocery stores, dried eucalyptus leaf, even dollar stores will have them now too. Passion flowers, lilies, gardenia. Fruit also works. You can use peaches. Peaches are actually associated with the moon, as are coconuts. So if you just happen to have coconut water, coconut shavings, peaches, or even keep your peach pits. When you eat a peach, keep the pit, dry it out, and put it in some jars. You can use all of those as offering to moon spirits and to the moon. Or you can use it to evoke moon energy. Here's a little tip. If you want to find a way to really bring in moon energy, make a cup of jasmine tea on a Monday. Monday night, just make a hot cup of jasmine tea, drink it, and then have a peach. Again, peaches are ruled by the moon. So you can eat them, you can consume these items to bring in the moon's energy, to bring in those correspondences that you want into your life. Little tidbit right there. Now, to keep going, I know I'm going a little bit fast, but there's a lot of information that I want to get out for you guys. Now, the moon is associated with feminine energies. Now, feminine energy doesn't mean it only works for women or for females. Feminine energy is just a type of energy. There is no specific gender attached to it. So it's definitely a great time to bring in those feminine energies. This is why the moon is associated to so many goddesses, to so many feminine spirits. Big ties on that. Now, virtues. Now, this is kind of when you start to realize exactly what you can do with the moon. Now, the moon is good for embassies, voyages, messages, navigation, and reconciliation. What this means is that you can use Mondays are one of the best days for you to practice astral projection, past life reconciliation, past life activating past life memories, shamanic journeys. You can use this to send messages, to telepathic messages, spiritual messages, and also to receive them. If you're working with a spirit, with ancestors, gods, and goddesses, you can use the day of Monday, the influence of the moon, to receive messages easier. It's really great as well for recovery of stolen property. This doesn't mean like if somebody stole $1 from you, you're gonna get that dollar back. It could work. But really what this means is that if something was taken from you, let's say time was taken from you, let's say that you were in a bad relationship and it ended and you feel like that person took something out of you, or if you just work in a place where people are constantly taking a lot of energy from you, this is a good time to really recharge, to really bring in any energy that was taken from you. Great time to relax as well. The moon is also great for spirit conjuring, inducing visions, and everything that's related to the element of water. So water magic, water spirits, and all that jazz is excellent to do on Mondays. And again, to go back, great for communicating with spirits and spirit conjuring. If you're someone who works a lot with spirits, which for us witches, it's a daily thing. You can't avoid it. You're going to work with spirits whether you want to or not. It's going to happen. So a great time for that. And to go back again, astral projection. If you're someone who wants to learn how to astral project, try doing it on Monday. Take time to meditate on a Monday, and you're going to see that you're going to feel a little bit stronger and a little bit more confident, and that your skills are going to develop a bit more. And overall, the moon is great for all works of divination. So whether it's using pendulums, you're scrying, using the tarot cards, using spirit boards. I'm a big person. I love using the spirit board, and I love to use it on a Monday. It's a great time. On Mondays, your divination skills they kind of spike for a bit. So it's a really good time to use all these practices. A couple spells that you can do. I'm looking at the time right now, and I'm seeing that I'm 11 minutes into the video, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm not taking an hour, thank goodness. But a couple things that you can do on the moon, for example. It's a great time to build charms that have to do with divination. So if you're someone who wants to enhance your divination, a couple of things you can do is that you can take a piece of fabric, just a white piece of fabric, put in some mugwort and some sandalwood. 2 simple ingredients, and that's all you need. Put it in there, and you've got a really quick and simple divination charm. Now, I'm gonna say the word simple a lot, and here's a little tidbit. In my practices in traditional witchcraft, we have these things called simples. It's an old folk term, and a simple is basically a spell or a charm that only has 1 ingredient. Sometimes 2, but usually only has 1 ingredient. That's all you're using it for. So simple would be, again, if you want to work with divination or spirit communication, use some mugwort. I might show it backwards, so I'm sorry, but mugwort is excellent for all things that have to do with divination and spirit work. Sandalwood. Now, sandalwood has a couple properties in it, but this can be a part of any moon working, any spell that you're doing, any charm, any ritual that you're doing that involves the moon, you can include sandalwood. It is appropriate for all phases and any type of working that you're doing. Sandalwood is very general for the moon. Now, with all the virtues and correspondences that I've given you with the moon, I do want to let you folks know that the moon is kind of like the white candle of planets. It can encompass other virtues of other planets as well. So, for example, if you want to do money spells, normally you'd want to save those for Jupiter, for Thursdays. But the moon's phases also have attributes that can help you with that. So you can take advantage of that and also use the moon to capture correspondences of other planets. You can definitely 100% do that. And, so don't feel like you have to only use these. Again, there are so many more virtues to the moon. So many more things. This is just a little tiny general thing to get you folks started that are new with working with the moon, or you're not really sure what to use. So again, you can use the moon for almost any working. Even baneful magic. You can use the moon for baneful magic on the dark moon. Definitely 100% can do that, or on a waning moon. But again, you want to make sure you check in with your gods and goddesses and your spirits, and of course your own personal beliefs, whether baneful work is something that is a part of your practice. That is not for everyone. Now, to go back with a couple like charms and things like that for you folks, is we went over mugwort, so you can create a charm with just this. You can dress a candle with just mugwort. If you want to do some tarot readings for yourself or someone else, dress a candle with some mugwort, boom. You're going to see your divination, that your reading abilities is going to really click, and it's really going to get a lot better. If you want to consecrate objects, if you want to raise vibrations, if you want to cleanse and purify, frankincense and myrrh, you can use those 100% for all of those. You can use eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is ruled by the moon as well. Now, eucalyptus is mostly used for healing. That's a big, big thing eucalyptus is used for. Now, when I was mentioning the virtues, if you rewind, I never really mentioned healing, but you can definitely use the moon for healing spells as well. It's in there. It's in the different phases of the moon. So even if it's not in the right phase, if it's Monday, you're pretty good. Another simple, Take some eucalyptus. You want to do a healing spell for someone? Make a poppet, make a charm bag with their name on it, and get a little piece of fabric, write their name and their birthday in the bag, and put a couple eucalyptus leaves. How many? Whatever you feel like. 1, 2, 50, 1,000. Don't use 1,000. Waste the eucalyptus. But yeah, a simple. That's all you need to do. Great for healing. Place some on a candle, crush it up. Again, dress a candle with eucalyptus or eucalyptus oil. Amazing spell right there. Aloe. Aloe is also ruled by the moon. This is Petey the aloe, by the way. Say hi, Petey. Aloe is also great for love workings. It's great for success. It's great for personal growth, and also does healing work. So again, you can take an aloe. Now, I personally don't like breaking off pieces of my aloe when I'm doing workings with the moon, so I'll just have it present. Or you can go to grocery stores and they sell aloes already cut. You can just use one of those. Another little trick you can do with aloe is that most grocery stores now sell 100% aloe juice. You can get almost like gallons of just pure aloe vera gel. So you can definitely buy one of those and just put a couple drops, dress your candle with it, put a couple drops in a charm bag for love, for healing, and for success and personal growth spells. So those are a couple simples that you can use for the moon. Now, one of the things that you do want to check in is that, like I've mentioned multiple times, is that the moon is associated with many gods and goddesses. There's so many, and it changes depending on what you practice. Pagan, Wicca, traditional, and just all these, for example, East Asian, Asian forms of witchcraft, Middle Eastern forms of witchcraft, African forms of witchcraft. They all have different deities tied to the moon. So if something here doesn't really click for you, check in with your goddess, check in with your deities, with your spirits, and see what they like also for you to do on the moon. This is more for you acquiring the power and the energy of the moon. So these can be used as offerings, or you can use some of the correspondences to give to your goddesses, but this is more for your spell work. This is more for your ritual. So again, if you're doing spells for yourself or for someone else, these are things that you can include to enhance them, to make your work even better. Now, if you're doing a ritual, let's say a spell for astral projecting, you're doing it on a Wednesday, is it not going to work? No, it'll work. 100% it'll work. Don't feel like you need to be tied to only doing things on Monday that have to do with the moon, like divination and astral projection and shamanic journeys and all that jazz. Don't feel like you have to wait till Monday to do those. Do those any day of the week and it will work. But when you do it on a Monday, it's extra strength, it's different. The results, they're more intense, and there's these things, there's planetary hours as well. So if you do it on the day and the hour of the planet or the moon, even more. Planetary hours can be tricky to track, but I'm gonna give you a little tip, and I'll mention this in every single video in the series. If you want to know the planetary hours, and this is the system that is used in the Key of Solomon. So if you folks have another system, by all means. But on the day of the week of the planet, let's say Monday, for example, the hour that is ruled by the moon is the hour of sunrise and the hour of sunset. So if the sun rises on Monday at 5 a.m., from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., that is the hour that the moon rules. If the sun sets at 6 p.m., from 6 to 7, that is the evening hour that the moon rules. So if you do have that time and you really, really want this spell to be intense and strong and really deliver results, you can get down to the T and do it on a Monday on one of those hours. So just a little tip for you folks. Again, if you don't do the hours, that doesn't mean it's not going to work. 100% your spell will work. These are just ways for you to enhance your workings, okay? Now, that's most of the notes that I have on the moon. I know I kind of like sped through that, and if this video feels wrong or like long or short, I don't know. Let me know down below. But yes, the moon, fantastic day to work with. I mean, really take advantage of this. Witches have such a deep connection with the moon. We've been working with planets and stars in the sky, since the beginning of time, but nothing has made an impact to witches and practitioners like the moon has. So take advantage, don't wait for the full moon, don't wait for the new moon. If you can't wait for something, If Monday is coming up for you, prepare for that Monday and make it really good. All right, guys? So that's all I have for you today. Again, just general information. If you folks have any more tips, please leave a comment down below. Let me know, let others know. If there's something you want to share with me, by all means, share with me. I would love to hear from you all and what you guys like to do for the moon on Mondays. All right, so thank you very much. I love you all. Next time you are gonna have Tuesday for the next video in this series, which is ruled by Mars. So definitely stay tuned for that in the coming week, all right? Blessed be witches.